Okay guys, now we've got part 4 IELTS listening, and you can see in part 4 there is so much information here. The first thing is you're not supposed to read it all. In actual exam, they will give you 1 minute to read questions 31 to 40, and you can make it 1.5 minutes. If you're going to add half minute from section 3, because at the end of section 3, they will say that is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. There is nothing to check. If you want to check, you can check when they give you 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. So it's a good idea. Take that half minute and 1 minute over here, and you've got 1.5 minutes to read all the questions. Now, the first thing is, if you take a look at questions 31 to 40, there's a lot of information. Are we supposed to read everything? No. The first thing is, there are two types of, they've written here, complete the notes below. There are two types of notes. Type 1 notes with questions, and type 2 notes without questions. Notes, you can just take a look. See the first note without question, second note with a question, third note without question, fourth note with a question, okay? Now listen, what do you have to do with the notes without question? When there are the notes without question, you just have to underline a word or a phrase so that you could track the audio. Tracking the audio means now audio has arrived at this point. Now audio has reached at this point. So the notes without question, there you will only underline a word, and most probably it should be something like proper noun. Let's see. For example, please come to this. Noise in cities. Past research focused on noise level measured in decibels and people's responses. Noise maps. Now the first thing, just underline found on roads. Got it? Found on roads. When they say roads, and usually the notes where there is no question, they use the same language. They don't change the language. They only change the language, Babari Pendi, when they actually have the questions, okay? Otherwise, they will go on simply. So when they use the word found on roads, it means they have reached here. Now, question number 31. Do not show other sources of noise, for example, when windows are open. Noise when windows are open, or people's neighbors are in there. Very simple, location of neighbors. Location of neighbors. So when neighbors are in there, and there means it can be the part of their house. When neighbors are in there, and preposition in will help you a lot. When neighbors are in their TV lounge, when neighbors are in their room, when neighbors are in their bedroom, or anything like that. And they're going to reword it. Keep in mind, they will reword everything, but you need to focus where the hell the neighbors are. Okay? So when neighbors are somewhere, that's what you got to check. And audio will start and go on for some time. They will explain. And one more thing, part 4 is always a lecture. They call it part of a lecture. Because those who are academic IELTS candidates, they are going to study in an English-speaking country. So you might have noticed part 3 is about presentation, or students, they are discussing something. It's part of the studies. And part 4 is a lecture, because academic candidates are going to attend the lecture. Now those who are general training, they must be thinking, they are not going to attend the lecture, right? They are just applying for immigration. Part 1 and 2, they are meant for general training IELTS candidates, okay? But what is for general training, that is same for academic. But what is for academic, general training guys have to do that as well. So let's start.
You will hear part of a lecture about noise in cities.
This lecture will be about the science of acoustics, the study of sound, in relation to urban environments such as cities. As an acoustic engineer myself, I think this is an area where we're likely to see great changes. In the past, researching urban soundscapes was simple. We measured levels of sound in decibels. So I used to take my sound meter and I measured the noise somewhere. And then I might ask a sample of people to say at what level the sound became annoying. With data like this, acoustic engineers have been able to build up what we call noise maps, maps of the sound environment. But actually, these aren't a lot of use. What they do show is that the highest noise levels are generally on roads. Well, that's not really very surprising. But there's quite a lot going on that these maps don't show, because they can't capture the complex way that sound varies over time. So they ignore important issues such as the noise someone might hear from the open windows or gardens of their neighbours.
Garden of their neighbors. So neighbors are in their garden. See that? Now you might be thinking, how? But yeah, this is Ielts. Answer is gardens. Gardens of their neighbors, when neighbors are in their gardens. Okay, let's go on. Next point, without a question. So just underline perceptions of noise. Perceptions of noise. Okay, question number 32. Now noise maps, they are talking about noise maps. The topic is about noise maps. Have made people realize that the noise is a dash issue. For example, noise is a social issue. Noise is a type of issue. Okay, now underline the word issue. They are going to replace it. And what is the other word for issue? Problem or? Okay, write down the word matter. M-A-T-T-E-R, matter. So if they say, noise is a social matter, answer is social. Okay, so just like this they play.
And this sort of noise can be quite significant in summer. We don't have any databases on this sort of information. As well as that, these records of sound levels take no account of the fact that people vary in their perceptions of noise. So someone like me with years of working in acoustics might be very different from you in that regard. But anyway, even though these noise maps are fairly crude, they've been useful in providing information and raising awareness that noise matters. We need to deal with it. And so it's a political matter.
See that? Noise matters, and so it is a political matter. Answer is, and what is the word for matter? Issue. Noise matter, it's a political matter. And you know, some of you will write the word noise again. Because they said noise matter. Matter? Sir, you said matter? Noise matters. See, a word which is already written in the question can never be the answer. For example, noise is a noise issue. If you write noise. So answer is political. Very good. Let's go on. Problems caused by noise. One is sleep disturbance. And by the way, how many bullet points are there? 3. So just underline stress. Underline stress. When they talk about sleep disturbance, they are there. You should know where the audio is. If you don't know in part 4, if you miss the audio, it will become very difficult. That is why you need to do signposting on the question booklet. What is signposting? Underlining some words so that you could catch them easily. Now, did you notice one thing when we did question of 32? They talked about this perception of noise and then they came to that. Anyway, sleep disturbance, stress, effect on the dash of school children. Now, when they use the word effect on the dash of school children, it can be effect on the performance of school children, right? Now, what are they going to do? They are going to replace the word effect. Okay? For example, if they use the word the performance of school children suffers. The performance of school children suffers. What will be the answer? Performance. And what is the word for effect? Suffers. Got it? So they speak like this. Now let's see.
Those of you who are city dwellers know that things go on 24 hours a day. So city dwellers often suffer from interrupted sleep. It's also known that noise can lead to a rise in levels of stress due to physical changes in the body affecting the composition of the blood. And there are other problems as well. For instance, if school children don't have a quiet place to study, their work will suffer.
Their work will suffer. If school children don't have a quiet place to study, their work will suffer. In the answer sheet, they have written 2 answers. One is work and one is study. So, but actually directly they use the word work. Their work will suffer. Answer is work. Now, have you noticed one thing? Answers are as simple as gardens, political, study or work and all that. So you need to understand the audio and understand the language written here and the language spoken in the audio. Let's go on. Different types of noise. Some noises can be considered pleasant. Some noises are pleasant. For example, you go to the garden and loud chirping of bird, right? So that noise is pleasant. And they've used the word EG. For EG, before that, they use the word such as. Or they can use the word for example. The sound of a dash. Now, what sound is pleasant noise? Sound of a dash. For example, sound of a crow. Sound of a... It can be related to something that creates some sound. Sound of something, which is countable. A means answer will be a countable singular noun. Absolutely.
Now, one problem with decibel measurement is that it doesn't differentiate between different types of noise. Some types of sounds that most people would probably think of as nice and relaxing might well score quite highly in decibel levels. Think of the sound made by a fountain in a town square, for example. That's not necessarily something that we'd want to control or reduce.
Okay, think of a sound made by fountain. So the sound of a fountain, which is pleasant. Like you go to northern areas, there is a river. I was there, River Sawat, and there was that roaring noise, but we were enjoying. That's good. So answer is fountain. How do you spell? Founten? AIN. Well done. Question 35. To investigate this. What do they mean by this? Different types of noise. To investigate this, researchers may use methods, underline the word methods, and write their techniques. For methods, they can use the word methods, techniques, ways, tactics. Yeah, that's right. The more difficult the test is, the gentleman is drinking more coffee. He brings his homemade coffee, and this is very, very good. Yeah, I really like that. I'll miss you, huh? And you will miss this time. You'll say when you're going to be there in Toronto, one day you'll be walking and talking to a friend. When I attended my Ielts classes, wow, Toronto is beautiful. So that time, I used to bring my own coffee, and that coffee helped me understand Ielts, and now I'm here. Yeah? Can you feel Toronto? Australia, Melbourne, Sydney? If you can feel it, you will reach there. And if you cannot feel, I say Australia, Sydney, you say sir, kangaroo actually. Kangaroo. So if you feel the kangaroo, then you're gonna be there one day, and then you will see how kangaroos are there, right? Yeah. Huh? UK, yeah. I saw a picture of one of my students standing at London Bridge. Yeah. So you're going to be the ones, inshallah. You will send me your photos from there. Okay, let's see. Question number 35. To investigate this, researchers may use methods from dash sciences. Dash sciences. Type of sciences. It's going to be a subject. Type of sciences. And by the way, guys, you should focus one thing which is called collocations. If you do collocations, you can find answers even without listening to the audio. Dash sciences, guess, dash sciences, environmental sciences or social sciences or political science, that is singular, okay? Yeah. Anyways, let's see.
So maybe researchers should consider these sorts of sounds in urban design. This is going to be tricky because just measuring decibel levels isn't going to help us here. Instead, many researchers are using social science techniques, studying people's emotional response to...
Okay, have you noticed? Researchers are using social science techniques. And over here, methods from social sciences. Social science techniques, methods from social sciences. So answer is social. Is there anyone who says social? है कोई? बोलेगा नहीं, हाँ? सबसे कहलवाऊं social? Social? आहिस्ता एक एक करके. I caught one. खामोश दोबारा बोलें. ठीक हो गया. उसने खुद ही कह दी है, पूरी क्लास की जान छुट गई. हाँ, ऑलराइट, थैंक यू.